Well, Nev and I are going home via Bolton for a spot of Sunday lunch, you know, sort of fish and chips style, eh? Well, our weekly look at amateur football now. You're going to be impressed with this, Neville, I'm sure of that. So it's over to Alistair.
We bring it back, we start again, we knock it about. Eh? Let's get working hard. 2 points, that's all I want today. Come on, let's go.
That's the visitors' game plan. But home team Marfoam have other ideas. Indeed, player boss Michael McCluskey can't even find a place for himself in the foamy lineup. Hindley Street have a dentist at number 8, quite youthful for any ball in the faith. Today's referee is Dave Talentine, and he's building his own refereeing dynasty. His son Jonathan being groomed in the ways of the whistle. Well, here comes Tom Majinski. Pass 1, pass 2. Oh, but he's not round John Heath, and it's a penalty. Not much doubt about this one. The degree of difficulty on the fall, well, Jürgen Klinsmann would have been proud of it. And Phil Alcock to take, and it's 1-0 to the Street. Crisply taken by the Hindley Street captain. Lyon beaten. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Foamy ball into the air. Away by Mark James, Andy Barlow, now Ian Drew. Oh, good save by Tony Berry. That really was very, very good indeed. Foam still building. Here's Simon Critchard. Berry stays. Oh, and he should have come, and Sanders said, thank you very, very much indeed. It really was an error of judgment, and Sanders levels it all up. It's 1-1. And the question at half-time is why, oh, which spells yo-yo. Critchard on the chase, breaks for Alcock. Oh, it's a bullseye! Well, I mentioned we had a dentist. I think we need a third-gen now. Foam corner, it's put in, then knocked out, then it's in, then it's out. We do the okey-cokey and we turn around, and that's what it's all about. Well, Barlow put his left foot out, put the white ball in, we did the okey-cokey, and it's 2-1.
I mean, we deserve a draw at least out of this. So,
well, it looks like the keeper got a bum steer. Now here come Hindley Street. And here's Alcock. Oh, wonderful save by Lyon. Andy Lyon leapt like a tiger to save that one. Well, you can have it back this time, but don't disturb me cigarette balancing act again, will you? On throw by Jones, flicked on by Newbrook. Here's Alcock, and off the line by John Heath. And young Michael Owen still doesn't want to part with yesterday's match ball. It's not a bad ball in. Ian Drew on the chase. Still has it. Now Sanders! And it's number 2 for him, and 3 for Marfoam, and poor old Tony Berry had very, very little chance with that one. Now here's Majinski, and Lyon again in the way. Great save, and that's the end of the scoring. Poor old Hindley Street can reflect on some squandered opportunities.
Quite a good performance actually, I think. Just second goal killed the game for him, I think. Caught us on the break, 2-1. Then within 2 minutes it was 3-1. So, got us on the back foot, I think, and what can I say, but unlucky.
You look at the mistakes they make and you think, well, let them make them, and then, you know, they'll eventually, they'll be right, they'll go right. I've got a few years left with them, you know. Enjoy that.
It was brilliant, that one.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna let you do a secret now. Neville Southall comes clean. He wasn't a product of schoolboy football like Paul Molden. You were a product of pub football.
Pub football, yeah. Best. Supposed to be 11 aside, but most of the time it was only 7 or 8.
Who did you? Is that because they didn't turn up? They were drunk.
We always played Sunday morning.
Sent off, yeah.
Kick off at 10 or 11.
What's the name of your team?
Yeah, well, I played for the Raft Club a lot of the times in the Carlton, just various pubs around, aren't we? But I played in midfield, so it was all right.
Ah, well, because I was just about to ask, were you as good as Andy Lyon? Because I mean, this was some save, wasn't it? No?
Oh, it's good. We changed the game in the end because he went down the other end and scored, didn't he? He made 2 saves there, and they ended up winning 3-1.
Well, the goalkeeping coach, the former world #1. What do you reckon to that technique?
Great save. Any save's a good save, but.
OK, well, yesterday's third division programme was a washout as far as we're concerned, so here's Jim Beglin, totally focused on Division 2.
Having relinquished top spot in midweek, Stoke reclaimed #1 position with a lot of help from the referee. This rather innocuous challenge by Scott Green on Dean Crowe was deemed worthy of a penalty. Wigan were gobsmacked, and I have to admit, so was I. Justice was almost served when Roy Carroll made a terrific save from Graham Kavanagh. but the takers' blushes were spared as Kevin Keane returned the rebound to his feet. A minute later, the Latics probably realised this wasn't to be their day. Chris Short's run and cross was met by the head of Gareth Griffiths for a very unfortunate own goal. At least Wigan did get something to smile about later in the second half. Lax Potter's defending eventually led to a Stuart Barlow strike, but not surprisingly, manager Ray Mathias was furious over the award of that spot kick. Besides just one win in 10 for City, there was another big talking point at Main Road 2, the sending off of Danny Tiato. As the cross came in, a pushing contest developed between the City fullback and Reading's Byron Glasgow. The official thought there was a punch thrown. Glasgow saw yellow, Tiato red, and again I think the verdict was harsh. But 10-man City were so unlucky not to go in front. You don't see shots hit any better than this, Gerard Vikens rattling the frame. However, Joe Royal's frustration was to worsen with the only goal of the game. The marking was poor, although Martin Williams' improvised back heel was very clever. And I think he knew it. Conditions were far from good at Moss Rose, especially for goalkeepers, as Ben Sedgemore seemed to be aware of in giving Macclesfield the lead. He should have been closed down before unleashing this skidding drive. But this clash didn't escape controversy either. Andy Cook felt that Efetibor Soja had elbowed him, then retaliated right under the referee's nose, and Cook couldn't complain about his dismissal. But Glenn Little made a mock